Association. Fantan Mojah's story is, in many ways, the story of Jamaica. He was a humble youth from White Hills, St. Elizabeth, a country boy with a dream, determined to make something of himself with the talent that God had given him. But Fantan's journey about more than becoming a successful artist. He represented something deeply Jamaican, that spirit that seeks truth, that stands up for what he believes in, and that is prepared to fight for rights and justice. As a Rastafari, Fantan embodied another powerful Jamaican tradition, the revolutionary spirit. He was firm in his convictions and steadfast in his faith. And he carried that faith unapologetically into his music. When he sang Hail the King, it was more than a song. It was an affirmation of his faith, his identity, and his worldview. Through Rastafari, through reggae, he found his voice and then carried that voice from the hills of his hometown to stages across the world. In doing so, he has proudly represented Jamaican culture, while creating a life for himself through his own God-given talent and providing for his family. That is something of which we can all be proud. And so today, even as we mourn Fantan Mojah, let us be inspired by his journey. Let us remember the country youth who dared to dream, the Rastaman who stood firm in his faith, the artist who found his voice, and the Jamaican who carried his culture proudly into the world. Most importantly, let us celebrate all that Fantan was and all that he will continue to be through his music, because that's the gift of music. The greatest gift is that it lives on forever. The artist may leave, but the voice remains, the message remains. Jaria is therefore honored to hail this king, to celebrate his contribution to Jamaican music and culture, and to honor his memory by allowing his journey to inspire us to make the fullest use of our own gifts, to stand firmly in what we believe, and to be our best selves. What would Fantan, your voice lives on. Give me a moment so I can go back to my re-roll. On your program, I know you're looking at the next tribute. I say it's a special tribute because sometimes if you read Jane Austen's novels, there is a 19th century classic that talks about human nature being so well disposed towards those who are in an interesting situation that a young person who marries or dies is sure to be well spoken of. Bunga Herman has always spoken well of Fantan. And so it's appropriate that at this time that we remember Fantan through rhythm, through an instrument that our ancestors carried across the waters, through an instrument that is the heartbeat of our people. It's a calling, it's a reasoning, it's a celebrating, it's a mourning. By now you realize, in my world they say this is when the announcer stretches. So I continue to stretch as Bongo walks back to his place to make a tribute to Fantan Mojah. And he's wanting some sound. And as we get the sound, we will, in true stage show fashion. Wanna there? Wanna Irie? If wanna Irie say Fantan, we can't hear her. We give thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let us welcome Bunga Herman. If he can't get paid, he can't speak. So he will do the rest of the thing.
Greetings. This is I really love my looking for the Mojah. Full of pride. And I'm not a boss. I'm very to stand up. I'm theme of minutes of silence. Get up out on the feet. You respect the family, respect Fantan and Mojah. Gone too soon. We just the flesh gone, but the spirit lives on forever. And that song, you just said, not at all creative. I'm man is a man who created and without sound. Scatter, pure, celebrating them going too fast. So I look at you and say, the only way you can get your feet and one block, craft and do it. Fantan Herman screwed up when I'm in the video. I believe you when I listen. I hear Fantan coming in the there. I know that. This artist is not a man who coming to send you. Don't you? Don't you? Yeah, man. So, I have a community down in my tribute. There are different farms and different lives and whatever. I know I'm not supposed to know everything. Alright, watch this now. Very long time. Listen to this.
spirit of Fantan alive. The way that we live life is really the way that we want to celebrate. We celebrate every day, right? Sometimes you go to some services and you wonder, who is it they're honoring? I don't like ever doing that. I can say that I feel like I've already doing that. So we give thanks. I said earlier on that Fantan contributed a lot to Jamaica's cultural memory through a body of music and a kind of personality that you can't forget. Not through passion, not from back. Now coming silently. And so it's important that we frame Fantan's story within Jamaica's cultural memory. I must say before I go any further that this morning I did receive a call from Ms. Nikisha Burchell, opposition spokesperson for culture, who apologized for her absence. Minister Grange is absolutely diligent. Minister will call my phone, she will call Philip phone, she will call Dan phone, she will call David phone, she will call every phone till one of them answer, and she's going to say, I'm the one that go and send this speech. So a yellow folder is filled with her speech. There's no way that he can deliver it as well as she would, but he's going to try. His name is Mr. David Brown, and he's the Director of Entertainment at the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. And though he now read it like how Minister would, what we're assured of is that it will be shorter. So please, let us welcome Mr. David Brown to bring the Minister's message.
Good afternoon, everyone. Minister Green sends her apologies. She couldn't be here, but she wants her family to know that she expresses her sincere condolences, and only because they're severely conflicting appointments why she couldn't be here today. Officiating priest Kes Haile Kaibeset of Ethiopian Orthodox Church, elders and members of the Mojah, and I see our biggest round of members. Members of the Montfrey family, including his father Lennox, sisters Nicola and Charlotte, and his brother Carlton, Fantan's children Fantasia, Owen, Zaria, Anastasia, Jadine, representatives of the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JARIA, brothers and sisters of the entertainment fraternity, distinguished guests, and all who have gathered here today in this house and across this island to give thanks for a life well lived. We do not gather this afternoon in the morning. We gather in thanksgiving for our voice that Jah raised from the hills of Whitehill and St. Elizabeth and sent out to the world to sing truth, righteousness, and hope. We gather to give thanks for the life of Owen Lennox Moncrief, known and loved by the world as Fantan Mojah. Born in August 5th, 1976, Fantan Mojah's journey began long before the world came to know his name. As a young boy in Whitehill, he was already winning talent competitions in his community. And it was that early fire that carried him to Kingston, where he cut his teeth on the road with the Kilimanjaro sound system, performing at soundchecks under the name Mad Killer, in tribute to the artist he admired, Bounty Killer. But it was his embrace of the Rastafarian faith and the Bobo Shanti order in particular that transformed both the man and his mission. Guided by the veteran Kingston, he took up the name by which the world would come to know him, Fantan Mojah. And with that name came a new purpose, to use his voice for the sacred. Fantan Mojah made his recording debut in 1997, but it was in the mid-2000s that Jamaica and the world truly began to listen. His breakthrough single, Hungry, sat atop the Jamaican charts for 8 consecutive weeks and announced the arrival of a formidable new voice in conscious reggae. In 2005, he released his debut album, Hail the King, on Down Sound Records, a project that gave us the anthemic title track, Hail the King, along with a Bill Greatman featuring Jack Cure, and the searing social commentary of corruption. For that remarkable debut, Fantan Mojah was crowned the breakout act of the year, and Jamaica knew then that it had
Quinta.
also a true
Beza
support
Quinta.
to carry the message forward. He would go on to give us Stronger in 2008, Rebel I Am in 2012, and the album that shared its name is one of the most beloved anthems Rasta got sold in 2016, a song that became a signature of his ministry in music, embraced by reggae lovers from Kingston to Kampala, from Montego Bay to Munich. Along the way, he gave the faithful thanks and praise, a fitting title for an artist